Happy Saturday morning. It's about 8:30 a.m. West Coast time. Uh, Mike Johnson said that Donald Trump was an FBI informant against Jeffrey Epstein. And it just made Mike Johnson doesn't believe that for 2 seconds. But there are millions of Trump supporters who are dumb enough to believe that. And it just got me. I just, I, can you imagine what it must be like to go through every day being that gobsmackingly stupid? I mean, just look at the timeline for this year. Just for this year, just for 2025. Trump gets inaugurated January 20th. February, Pam Bondi has a bunch of right-wing MAGA influencers to the White House and says, we're giving you the first batch of the Epstein files, and we're going to release the Epstein files. And they show up and they get these big, thick white binders, and it's all stuff that's previously been released to the public, and some stuff that's entire pages are redacted. And so those guys were cranky. Those folks were cranky. But that's also right around the time that she went on Fox News and said that the Epstein client list was on her desk and she was reviewing it. She said that live on Fox News. She said the Epstein files, she had received tens of thousands of pages of documents, that she had received an entire truckload of the Epstein files. And so that's February. And then in March, the second half of March, an order is given for 1,000 FBI personnel to work in continuous shifts around the clock, working literally 24/7, to go through the entire Epstein file and redact every place, or keep track of everywhere that Donald Trump's name appears in the Epstein files. It took 1,000 FBI personnel 3 weeks to do that. Then I think it was in April that Pam Bondi had to inform Donald Trump that his name appeared in the Epstein files multiple times. Then an order was given for Donald Trump's name to be redacted from the Epstein files, which fortunately they knew everywhere in the files that his name was located, because 1,000 FBI personnel had just spent 3 weeks working around the clock making notes on every place in the Epstein files where Donald Trump's name appears. Meanwhile, it's like right-wing media, MAGA influencers and podcasters are like, where's the Epstein client list? Where's the Epstein client list? And they all lost their mud completely when Cash Patel and little Danny Boing Boing, Dan Bongino, went on Fox News and said, yeah, Epstein, he wasn't murdered. He committed suicide. Epstein committed suicide. He wasn't murdered. And that was after the two of them spending years very strongly implying that Jeffrey Epstein had been murdered, probably by Hillary Clinton. But okay. And then by the first weekend in July, it's like Pam Bondi's DOJ puts out a memo that Sunday evening after the 4th of July saying there's no client list, never any evidence of blackmail. We're not doing any more investigating into this, and we're not releasing anything further from this file. All of those things happened this year, and cap it off with now Donald Trump spent the week threatening Republicans to prevent them from voting to release the Epstein files, saying that voting to release the Epstein files would be an act of hostility to this president. And now Mike Johnson said he's an FBI informant after Donald Trump spent the whole week saying that it was a hoax. while the survivors were speaking out on the steps of the Capitol. Donald Trump was in the Oval Office saying this whole thing is a Democrat hoax. And then Mike Johnson said that Trump was an FBI informant against Jeffrey Epstein. Can you, and then it's like, I saw a bunch of MAGA TikTok chuds this week making videos saying that the Trump administration released the Epstein files and his name's not in there. The 33,000 pages the House released this week are the same ones that were released before. They've been publicly available for years. And MAGA is dumb enough to think that that's the entirety of the Epstein files. I just don't know what it must be like to go through life being that stupid to believe any of this. I don't know. It's challenging for me to contemplate what it must be like on a daily basis to be that much of a gullible moron. I mean, just absolute gullible morons. They're the dumbest fucking segment of the population that this society has ever been saddled with. Trump voters. People who still support Donald Trump in now September of 2025 and believe him on literally anything. He won't release the list because he's on the list. It's that simple.